Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Game Day. I'm your host, Walker Adams, and we have an excellent show today with world-renowned history teacher and basketball coach, Coach Grady. So thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Walker.
Harry Dummer's here too.
I'm Harry.
So we'll just go straight into asking questions here. Mm-hmm. So you're, of course, world-class history teacher. Starting off, how do you compare this year's basketball season to the 1453 fall of Constantinople?
So we're having a very good year so far early on. Actually, we're almost halfway through the season, which is hard to believe. But we have a great group of guys, Harry included. Good to have Harry returning to action tonight. We have a really competitive league this year. A lot of the teams are, really each night when you look at the scores, you can't really count on anything, and I think that makes for a grind of a season, but it makes it for a fun season too. So I don't know if I addressed the fall of Constantinople part, but I think we got the basketball part.
Unlike
covered.
an FRQ, I'll give you like a 4.
Sure.
What are the key strategies you're planning to implement in today's game?
Holliston has two very good scorers. They have Owen Vaughn and Aiden Daly, so I think containing the two of them is really important to getting the W tonight.
Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I think
he thinks
we have good defenders that'll do that job.
How have you prepared the team to face Holliston tonight?
We always pay attention to different offensive actions that a particular team does, but I think really a lot of the preparation is just kind of big picture preparation too. So you want your team to be prepared for your opponent, but I also think that really just preparing your team to be solid all around, like taking care of the ball, good offensive movement, trying to win the rebounding battle. So I think you're just trying to do as many positive things as possible to give yourself a chance to win every night.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of positivity, I'm sure you will be able to attest to this one as well. How's the team's morale going into the game?
I think it's good. Yeah, I think we have a good group of guys. I think practice is competitive. We change the teams up every day, and I think everything that we do is pretty competitive, and I think that's really kind of the foundation of good teams and teams that improve as the year goes on, because that's what you want. I mean, you want your players to push each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think our morale is really high. I like that, basketball is the one sport where, or at least at Dover Sherburne, everyone on the team is, good friends. So we kind of just do everything together, and we've gotten close, and brings the morale up.
Tight squad of 12 kids.
Yeah, I mean, we have practice for 90 minutes, 2 hours every day, but I always see these guys hanging around after and shooting around or playing one-on-one or going to dinner after games. So it's, I've been fortunate for a long time to just coach really good guys and guys who value being on the team.
Yeah. Do you think out of you two, who would win in a 1v1 right now?
I think Harry's got me. Yeah. He's a little quicker than me these days.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Who are the players to watch in today's game?
On our team?
Yes.
Right now we have two guys who are scoring pretty consistently. Mason Melchionda is averaging 16.5 points, and John O'Windle, another senior guard, is averaging, I believe, 13. Those two guys are people that we've obviously relied on. But I think for us, and I think the real difference maker for us this season is when we've been able to get a third scorer. I think, that's when I think back to some of our best wins, Medfield in particular. I think Mason and Jono both went for 20, but then Charles Fang had 15, and when you get 3 scores in double figures, it just makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And we're capable of it, but we're looking to play with more consistency, and I think there's certainly guys on our roster who are ready for that. We just got to do it.
So what you're saying is tonight's going to be a big game for CFang?
Hope so.
You know it. No pressure, buddy.
I have a sleeper pick on that. I have Theo Allen. He's been on a hot streak.
Yeah, Theo's given us a good boost recently. So, like, our Norton game, great comeback win. Tough start for us. Theo gave us a big boost. He had 15 points against Norton. And Mason went for 18 in the second half. I don't think he had any points in the first half. So, I think any big win is going to include some contributions from some big time contributions from those guys. But we really have a whole roster of people who are capable of getting it done.
Mm-hmm. How have you seen the team's skills develop over the season?
I think we. I would say we definitely have the ability to shoot from the outside, and I think some of those big wins that I referred to, we ended up hitting like maybe 7 or 8 threes, which is a pretty good amount in a high school game, maybe even more in a few. We also get to the line pretty well. Mm-hmm. I'd say, when I think back to some of the more recent teams, we're probably getting to the free throw line a little bit more, which is great. I'd like to see us be able to finish like on drives, especially after you knock down a few threes. That's when guys can really attack the basket, and I think us converting a little bit more consistently is going to go a long way.
Mm-hmm. You're going to do that for the team, Harry?
Harry's definitely a guy who can do that. So he's a welcome addition after being out for a while.
Of course. First game back, of course. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Let's see. We already kind of answered some of these. So what do you see as the biggest challenge in today's game?
I think, we were hanging with Hockinton for a while, but we really, truthfully, turned the ball over too much. We had 20 turnovers, which I think just makes it really hard to win when you have that many turnovers. Part of it was just the way that Hopkinton plays, but then we definitely had some careless ones too. So I think just bouncing back after a tough loss. It's always nice to play at home on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to just having the opportunity to bounce back, and we always talk about trying to play a complete game, so that's what we're looking to do.
And how do you plan to keep the players focused and motivated throughout the match, no matter what?
I think I'm not worried about that, really. Like, I trust that our players approach things the right way, and I'm always reminding them about just the results around the league, because I think one of the great things about boys basketball in the Tri-Valley League is that there's really a lot of parity. There's each and every year there's certain teams that emerge, but I'm never really shocked by a score that I see. Every night there's someone ends up beating someone, and that I think many people are probably surprised about, but I've just seen it enough that I'm honestly not all that surprised by it anymore. It's just, if you play well, you're going to give yourself a chance to win. And if you don't play well, I think the talent level is close enough that you're probably not going to win. And you don't deserve it if you don't play well, too.
I get that. And you've been coaching for 10 years now?
17.
17?
Yeah.
You've been coaching since you were 15 years old?
Yeah, good one. That's 42 on Monday. Oh, that's good.
Well, happy early birthday, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What strengths of the team do you think will be most impactful to the game?
I think we're at our best when we really push the ball and try to get out in transition. I think sometimes we get stuck maybe playing a little slower than we could. But I think that would be I just think that's an important part of our game and something that we could really use to our advantage tonight.
Mm-hmm. And this one is about your own, I guess, personal coaching philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
How does your philosophy influence how you go into the day, every single game day?
It's a good question. I would just say, just working hard and being prepared. I mean, I think of practice, I think of games, like, I think you feel confident, and I hope my players feel confident just with how we prepare.
Yeah.
And you can't control everything, but you can control your attitude and your effort. And I think you're going to give yourself the best chance to win when you can take care of those things. I talked to our team about maxing out on whatever we are, and because you can't each and every year, it's high school basketball. It's different every year. The roster changes every year. We don't recruit like college or anything like that. So, I mean, I think at the end of every season, you just want to feel like you got everything out of each other. And I always feel that way. I feel like our players put in the effort that they need to, and I feel like we're typically playing our best basketball at the end of the year, and we're just kind of trying to build towards that right now.
And you're expecting a good game tonight.
Of course.
As always. Well, Coach Harry, thank you both for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it for our last ever game day episode. Game tonight as at home against Holliston, 6:30, right? 6:30 on the dot. Fantastic. Well, I'll see you all there, and thank you all. Thank all of you for watching game day these past couple of days. I know the dozens of fellas checking out this show must have really appreciated. And, of course, thank you to Mr. Sweeney for running this all, Mr. Klein, and everyone in this class for helping out. Thank you, and I'll catch you later.